I hope you had a happy Christmas and have had a few days to relax and enjoy things, and the kids are settling in and cleaning up some of the mess of all the toys and got plenty of batteries for whatever they are. But welcome back. Here we are on another Christmas Carol celebration in Christmas, and it's one that I didn't know about, and I'm really fascinated, and I wanted you to hear about it. It's a carol called "Do You Hear What I Hear?" You know, I always wondered about the carol. I just thought it was interesting, and I thought it was extremely old. I thought it was the 1700s or so, but it's not. It's actually written in October of 1962, and that's when it's written. And the whole "Do you hear what I hear?" begins with the night wind questioning a little lamb. In the second stanza, the lamb questions a shepherd boy. In the next stanza, a shepherd boy questions the king, and in the final one, the king questions the world. Well, where does such a deep message begin? An American named Noel Regney was walking the streets of Manhattan. And it was on a cold day, and it was during 1962, which was in the middle of the Cuban Missile Crisis. And he had noticed that everyone around, he could feel the tension was everywhere. Everywhere, no matter where he went, whether it was a grocery store, whether he went to church, whatever it was. And he then noticed there were two moms walking their babies in strollers. And he saw the babies were laughing and smiling and playing. And then he realized that he was smiling too, and that the babies' faces held the opposite expression of all the adults. Now, we'd say that ignorance is bliss, right? But in that, what's interesting is Regney swore he'd never write a Christmas carol or a song or anything of that sort because he felt like Christmas had become way too commercialized. But he went home and he wrote the poem, "Do You Hear What I Hear?" Kind of awakening us. Do we really hear the story of Christmas? Do we really hear the shepherds? Do we really see the wise men? Do we really hear Mary and Joseph in the middle of what's going on in our life? Or are we, as in 1962, way focused on things around us? That Christmas is nothing more than trees and a Santa Claus. You see, sometimes the news of our day causes us to feel worried and afraid, and the words of Christmas Carol can help us remember the peace in Jesus. Well, he took the poem home, and his wife at the time wrote the music. And in that is how we got this song, "Do You Hear What I Hear?" It was a song in the midst of one of the most fearful times in the United States and probably the world, the Cuban Missile Crisis. And it was a man saying he saw in the eyes of babies the focus of real peace and joy. No matter what the world does, is in those children and can be in us through Jesus, who we celebrate this Christmas week. Stay with Christmas. It is 12 days long, all the way to Epiphany on January the 6th. Stay with us, and we'll talk about an Epiphany carol when I see you next week.